Senior number 20, Katie Barwell. Junior number 25, Carson Moe. Junior number 30, Talisha Moore. Gilmore. The K-Hawks enter tonight's game with an overall record of 8 wins and 7 losses, and are coached by Colin Moore. Tiger fans, get on your feet for your Edwardsville Tigers. Junior number 10,
Good evening, folks, and welcome to tonight's varsity basketball game between the Collinsville K-Hawks and your Edwardsville Tigers. The K-Hawks walk into the gymnasium 8-7, while the Edwardsville Tigers are 6-8. Coming off a hot 3-game win streak, the Tigers are looking to make it 4. As the K-Hawks will win the toss, or the jump ball, excuse me. Bardwell. K-Hawks will miss their first shot. Gilmore passes back out to Mode. Drives to the key. In. Back out to Mode. Gilmore to Mode. Guerrero. Mode to Gilmore. Beats her in the post. Gilmore sinks the first two. The 6'1 junior averages 18 points per game and makes the first basket of the basketball game. Shapiro at the key. Hockett sets the pick. Over to Semeth. Semeth, the Tigers' leading scorer. Controls her dribble, passes it out of bounds. It's K-Hawk basketball. The K-Hawks are 3-1 in the Southwestern Conference. That's good for third place. The Tigers are 2-2. K-Hawks inbound. Guerrero's taking it up. Shapiro presses her all the way. Carlisle. And it's tipped by Hockett. It's transition defense and Blakely Hockett. And there's a foul on the floor, and Hockett will shoot 2.
Balls on Collinsville, Ella Guerrero.
2 nights ago in the win over East St. Louis, we saw so many transition defense stops that lead to fast break points for the Tigers. And we just saw that right there as Hockett makes her first free throw. Hockett averages about 4.5 points a game. We'll see how she does tonight. She has an early head start, as the second made free throw makes it 2-2, 6:52 left in the first quarter. Shapiro pressing her all the way again. Into Gilmore, pass barely makes it there. To Bardwell. Guerrero shots, no good, went for 3. It's tipped in the post. Gilmore tries to put it back, shots no good, bounces off the back of the rim. Shapiro takes it from the key, drives in, puts up the 2, misses, and K-Hawks will recover the dribble. So still 2-2, 6:14 left in the first quarter. The K-Hawks drive. Pass to Gilmore is tipped. There's a scrum for the ball. And the Tigers will have possession. So it's still 2-2, 6:05 left in the first quarter. Neath will take it up. Inbound from Semeth. Neath to Shapiro. Shapiro at the wing. Semeth. Back over to Neath. To Semeth for three. Ball is tipped. Shot's no good. Mode takes it up. Covered by Semeth. Pass over Semeth to Gilmore. And Hockett fought for that. Forces it out of bounds. It's still K-Hawk basketball. Bardwell will inbound. Covered by Semeth. Way over to Gilmore. Over the top of the Edwardsville defense. Carlisle has it. Covered by Neath. To Guerrero. Covered by Shapiro. Carlisle. To Mode. Out to Guerrero. Back into Mode. Can't post up. Back to Guerrero. K-Hawks having a little more luck penetrating that perimeter defense than the East St. Louis Flyers did on Tuesday. Still only 2 points on the board, 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. K-Hawks drive in. Pass is tipped by Blakely. Hockett back out to the key, and the K-Hawks have an opportunity to reset here as Guerrero takes the dribble from the logo. Shapiro avoids Gilmore's pick. Shapiro's. And Hockett will get the board on the missed shot. 2-2, 4:40 left. Semeth is pushed out of bounds. That'll be a foul. And the Tigers will inbound.
Ball from Collinsville to Alicia Gilmore, her first, team second.
So it'll be out of bounds on the junior Talisha Gilmore. Gilmore, 2 points tonight. Averages 18. Shapiro has it on the key, guarded by Guerrero. To Neath, point guard. Back out to Shapiro, High arcing shots, no good. Guerrero gets the board. Mode. And it's stolen. And it's Laney McFarland with the steal. Misses the shot. Neath does put it back. 4-2 game. 4 minutes in. Guerrero will be taking it up slowly. Shapiro full court press, as she always does. Guerrero forces the lost possession, a turnover from the K-Hawks. It's still K-Hawks basketball. But Shapiro forces it out of bounds. Bardwell inbound. Covered by Molly Peel. Peel we saw lethal from three-point range on Tuesday night. Guerrero in the backcourt. Peel covers Mode. Gilmore loses it, and Shapiro recovers, passes it up to Semeth, and the ball goes straight to a K-Hawk. That was Denaja Willis, with the steal. Guerrero for three. Shot's no good, out of the back of the rim. And Hockett's leading pass to Neath. Just can't quite judge the distance. The ball rolls out of the baseline. K-Hawk basketball. So Guerrero will inbound. Bardwell to Mode. Mode to Gilmore. To Bardwell. Can't quite drive. To Gilmore, the free throw line. Mode. Shot. Just short. And that's Geese King with the board. K-Hawks recover in the Tigers' offensive zone. Coach Brian Young not happy with that pass. Guerrero puts it up. Shot's no good. Gilmore loses the board, and it'll be Tigers basketball. And the Tigers will call a timeout. It's still 4-2 with 2 minutes 42 seconds to go in this first quarter. Right now, Talisha Gilmore seems to be the force in this game, as no one can really fight her in the post. Been able to force a few rebounds out of bounds, as she has been the K-Hawks' only scoring tonight. Tigers points coming from Hockett from the line and Neath from the field. 4-2 game, 2:42. As the Tigers take the court again, it'll be Geese King on the inbound. Confirms the play with Neath. And she'll inbound to Neath. K-Hawks running man-to-man. Neath at the logo. Guarded by Willis. To Hockett. Peel on the around. And some contact there from Willis. Willis will help Neath up. And there's a whistle. So Geese King will inbound it from the scorer's table there. Neath in the backcourt. To Shapiro at the wing. Geese King sets the pick. Geese King, Hockett. Over to Neath. At the opposite wing. Takes it back. Geese King loses it. K-Hawks steal. K-Hawks driving downfield. And it's recovered by Hockett. That's Ashley Janani that just lost control of her dribble. And Hockett's shot is blocked. Gilmore recovers. Guerrero takes it down. Gets double teamed at the wing. K-Hawks drive in. It's blocked by Geese King. Neath. Pass hits Shapiro. Shapiro drives. Shot is no good. Gilmore tried to intimidate her there, as I believe the Tigers bench had a little bit of a chuckle at that. As it's Tigers basketball, as we see Lydia Struble and Mia Semeth check into the game for Geese King and Hockett. Semeth, Tigers' leading scorer, averages about 12.3 points per game. Neath to Shapiro, right in front of the K-Hawk bench. Semeth for three. Shot is good, and the scoring drought is over. It's a 7-2 game with 1:25 left in the first quarter. K-Hawks drive is stopped, and it's tipped out of bounds by the long and lanky Mia Semeth. Probably has the greater wingspan of any of the Tigers on the floor right now. And she'll be covering she'll be covering Gilmore in the post. Willis has it at the wing, back to Guerrero, who inbounded. Covered by the freshman Shapiro. Over to Bardwell, covered by Peel. And Willis can't quite bring it down in the post. It's going to be Tigers basketball. Pass was just over her head as we enter the final minute of the first quarter of play. It's still a 7-2 game. K-Hawks have had a lot of tries, have not been able to get many quality shots off thanks to the excellent post and perimeter defense from the Tigers. And Mia Semeth leads the scoring with 5 points. Struble into Semeth. Semeth gets her on board, puts it back, and there's a whistle. And Semeth will head to the line. 40 seconds to go in this first quarter. Willis already her second foul in the first quarter. K-Hawks fourth. Tigers have 0 fouls. And Semeth will make her first one. 6 points on the night for Mia. Mia already one of the best players on this basketball team, and she's only a sophomore. Shapiro, Semeth, a bit of a dynamic duo. Both underclassmen. It's going to be a real treat to be able to watch these two players develop and grow together in the future. Carlisle passes to Van Dyke. Van Dyke's shot is off. Gilmore gets a physical board, puts it back, makes the 2, 30 seconds to go. Gilmore, 4 points on the night, 9-4 game. Neath slows things down, still at the logo, passes it to Shapiro at the wing. Shapiro, taking her time, 13 seconds to go. Tigers call a play. 2 shooters in the corner. Shapiro drives out to Neath. Neath for 2. There's a whistle. And Neath will head to the line on a shooting foul.
Collinsville, Lily Carlisle, her first. Team's 5th.
So it's the junior 5'5" Lily Carlisle. The team's 5th foul of the quarter. So we're already seeing a large gap in fouling here, as the Tigers have been clean all game and the Jayhawks have had 5. Neath makes both, makes it 11-4 game. And time runs out as Talisha Gilmore tries to drive. And so we will go into the break between the first and second quarter, an 11-4 game, as the audience is serenaded to Smash Mouth's All-Star. The hit song was featured in the 2001 film Shrek that defined the animation genre as a whole. Semeth leads Tigers scoring with 5 points. Neath has 4. Gilmore, the only Jayhawk with baskets. She has 2 twos. And you got to be thinking, Collinsville coach Colin Moore has got to be trying to get his team to get some more looks, some more good shots. Because right now, Gilmore has been the only Jayhawk offense, and she's only used her size to dominate post play. She's the only player on the floor who's over 6 feet, listed as 6'1". She's the Jayhawks' leading scorer, averaging 18 points per game. Jayhawks 8-7, not necessarily playing up to their record so far in this game, but we have a long game yet. Giannini will inbound. Guerrero. Shapiro steals, and Shapiro heading down court. Puts up the transition 2. And great offense already. And Jayhawk coach Colin Moore is very upset, as that was not what he wanted to happen right out of the intermission. Shapiro has 17 steals on the season. We might have just seen 18. Shapiro's first points on the night, averages 6-point games. Shapiro does an all-around talent. 24 assists on the season, averages about 5 rebounds a game, 17 steals, now probably 18 off of that play. Just an absolute force on defense, as the Tigers are now going to be opening with a full court press on the Jayhawks. So the Jayhawks will call their first timeout of the game. 4 timeouts left apiece for both squads. Hockett tipped it to Semeth. So another Jayhawk turnover. Turnovers in the last 2 possessions as Shapiro drives it in, pass barely makes it to McFarland. McFarland's shot no good. Might have been tipped. McFarland covered. As we see Gilmore and another Jayhawk check into the scorer's table. We'll see them come in at the next stoppage and play. Out to Mode. Takes a deep 2. Shot is no good. Bounces off the top of the rim. Hockett gets the board. Neath takes it down. Shapiro from the wing back to the key. Semeth to Neath. Try to create a look. To Semeth for 2. A great cut inside does not lead to scoring. Still 13-4 here. 6:30 to go in the second quarter. As Mode puts up a shot. Foul is called. And Mode will head to the line for 2. Mode third on the K-Hawks in scoring, averages 5.5 a game. The 5'10 junior will head to the line, still seeking those first points. K-Hawks have not scored for some time. Mode will end the drought, makes it 13-5. So the first time a K-Hawk has been sent to the line all night. Mode made her first one. Going again. Can't get the second one to go. Shapiro will get the board. McFarland drives for 2. And a shooting foul is called. And McFarland will head to the line. K-Hawks' 6th foul of the game so far. Right now to open the game, we're seeing a bit of a lack of discipline, from this Collinsville squad. As McFarland makes her first. McFarland averages about 11 points per game, shoots 92% from the line, and that percentage will go down as she goes 1 for 2 for 3 throws, and the K-Hawks will take it up the court. 6:20 to go in the second quarter. Gilmore, and the K-Hawks are passing a lot. Guerrero to Bardwell. Bardwell a deep 2. No good. K-Hawks have not had many shots from the field fall. Just 2 buckets have been made from anywhere but the line. McFarland to Hockett. Over to Neath. Hockett sets the pick. Neath drives off of it. And she'll lose possession. Ball goes out of bounds. K-Hawks basketball once again. So we've seen smaller Tigers players, especially the guards, have been struggling as it looks like the Collinsville K-Hawks are a more physical squad, at least in paint defense. But that right there just shows you how talented this transition defense is, as Hockett tipped it to Semeth, who tipped it back to Hockett. Hockett's shot was no good. And there's a whistle on the floor. That's a foul on Shapiro. Team's second foul of the quarter. As co-broadcaster Austin Yamnitz will be joining us shortly. Austin, just to recap the game so far for you, Tigers are leading 13-5. We got 5 minutes left in the second quarter. The K-Hawks' only scoring really has been coming from Talisha Gilmore, the 6'1 junior, who is the K-Hawks' leading scorer throughout the season. K-Hawks have had not much luck shooting from the field, driving through the Tigers' defense that we know so well, and that transition defense has just been lethal.
Okay, well, just got here off about a 2.5-hour flight from Florida. Decided to be calling some basketball. Decided to get the new year started.
And the Tigers are too, as they're 1-0 in the new year, looking to send that streak to 2-0. As Carlisle will lose it. Back to Guerrero.
I did make sure to check into the East St. Louis game. Check out the broadcast. Everything was going good.
Yeah, that featured first-time broadcaster Adrian Knoll. Gilmore for 3. Shots just short. As Neath boxes out to perfection.
That was a good box out right there. Got her defender on top of her, and the ball literally hit the court. That's exactly what you want to see as a coach.
Shapiro drives. Reverse layup, no good. And the K-Hawks will get the board.
It was a good Euro step. She just didn't get it off the backboard in order to get the 2.
Now, I know that's something you've been coaching me when we play pickup basketball, is to hit my layups off the backboard.
Yeah, all you got to do is hit the square. At least that's what a lot of youth basketball coaches will say. But it's a lot easier to get the ball in the hoop off the backboard, at least when you're up close in the paint.
So right now the Tigers' leading scorers are Semeth and Neath with 5 and 4 respectively, as Hockett will inbound. the K-Hawks will inbound, covered by Hockett. 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. K-Hawks take it back to the backcourt. They've been doing a lot of that off of the inbounds. Call. To Mode. Mode's been handling the ball a lot in this game so far. Just 1 point for her so far on the night. Carlisle. Over K-Hawk drives the baseline. And they fight for the board. Gilmore just rips it from the Tigers in the paint. And she gets a sweet little roll to fall.
After those 2 missed shots, it seemed like that third one might not have gone in.
Ooh. And Peel shoots it long.
Gilmore looking impressive so far. Averages 18 points a game here for the K-Hawks. And from just coming in from these last 2 minutes, she's been pretty dominant underneath the hoop.
Yeah, she's the one K-Hawk that the Tigers have had a little trouble answering for so far in this game. As Call's pass is tipped and stolen, as Semeth will drive. She'll score the driving 2.
That was a great move by Semeth there. Got the steal, got all the way down the court, and was able to get the 2 on the other side.
So Gilmore will score in transition. Makes it 15-9 with 2:45 to go in the second quarter.
That is one thing the Tigers do have trouble with is size. I don't think there's a girl on this Tigers team who's over 5'11", I would say. So anyone who gets in the 6-foot range, Tigers have a little bit of trouble there on defense.
Yeah, that was something we saw with the St. Louis Flyers game 2 nights ago, was that they're pretty evenly matched with the Tigers for size, as Peel sinks the 3. Peel registers for the night, 18-9 game.
Molly Peel, senior guard. That's just a veteran shot right there. Top of the key, just buries it.
Guerrero to Gilmore. Gilmore spin move, shot falls, and we've seen her become way more comfortable in this quarter.
Again, it goes down to size. Edwardsville doesn't have much size to match up with Gilmore. I'm just looking, Gilmore 6'1".
Tiger shot doesn't go. Gilmore fights for the rebound. Tigers have the possession arrow.
And with Gilmore, it's just going to come down to the hustle plays. If you can out-hustle her underneath the basket and box out, Tigers are going to be successful here for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they've been running Semeth with her a lot on man-to-man. Semeth has had a lot of success tipping passes as Neath will inbound. Neath again, drives the baseline, shout out to Peel. And an excellent pass to Gabby Cook, the sophomore, puts up the 2, makes it 20-11. What'd you see there?
That was a great dish. Molly Peel drew 2 defenders there, left Gabby Cook wide open, and just made the nice dump-off pass to Cook.
It's a great backdoor cut. As Guerrero sinks the mid-range 2, 20-13. As this K-Hawks offense has been getting a bit more steam in the second quarter.
The one thing I do see the Tigers being successful is when they drive to the hoop, because it just draws other defenders and leaves people wide open.
So there's a foul called on Molly Peel there as the K-Hawk falls out of bounds. And it looks like Mode will be inbounding.
Got about 1 minute to go here in this second quarter. Tigers lead at 20-13. It's been a pretty evenly matched game since I stepped in. It's been about a 7-point lead for the Tigers these last 4 or 5 minutes.
To Mode. Post up on Cook. There's a whistle in the paint. And the K-Hawks will head to the line for 2.
Fouls on Edwardsville Lane McFarland, her second, team's 5th.
And Giannini will inbound. So in this first quarter,
Shooting 2.
okay, in this first quarter, we saw the K-Hawks were leading the fouls. It was a 5-0 discrepancy in that first quarter. Now, 5-1. The Tigers have just lacked discipline a lot. I think they've had to be playing a lot of catch-up. That transition D has not seen much success, at least in this quarter.
And just looking at it, Gilmore has gotten a lot more comfortable in this game. Tigers trying to do anything to get her to be uncomfortable, and that has led to a couple fouls here as of late.
Gilmore 9 points on the night, seeking her 10th. From the line with 49 seconds left. Sinks both of them, goes 2 for 2.
It's the lucky bounce.
Shapiro will take it up. Over to Lane Logan, the junior. To Cook. Shapiro. We've seen a lot of Tigers rotation here in this last half of the second quarter as Struble takes it in. A lot more depth players have been making appearances. And there's a whistle, stop play.
Yeah, this isn't the traditional starting lineup you see for the Tigers. Usually you'd see Mia Semeth and Ellie Neath out there as well. Good to see some bench players getting quality minutes here for the Tigers. Definitely going to help them down the stretch.
As Cook and Logan do check out for Semeth and Neath. Tigers inbound to Semeth. Over to Neath, high arcing three, no good. Struble with the board. Struble's putback is no good. The Tigers lose possession. Kayaks will have the ability to take it down. 15 seconds to go. 5-point lead for Edwardsville.
Yeah, I like the shot there. Had a wide open, pretty much. I believe that was Gabby Cook, maybe, who set the screen. Ellie Neath took the three. Struble got the rebound, couldn't quite get it back up. It's a good set for the Tigers, just didn't come out with any points.
Ella Guerrero with 5 seconds left. Kayaks to Mode. Limited time, have to shoot. She passes to Gilmore. Instead, Gilmore buzzer beater. No good. Had to force a shot off quick. So to review this half, Tigers have an absolute dominant first quarter. Kayaks play a bit of catch up in the second. Talisha Gilmore, the junior, just takes over for a little bit. Tigers still lead by 5. What do you see?
It's definitely going to come down to Gilmore and how she really translates in this second half. She started getting going in the second quarter, and that's brought the K-Hawks back from about an 8-point lead for the Tigers to down to 5.
So Austin and I will see you in about 9 minutes 30 on the other side of the half. Actually, it'll just be Austin, since I have the opportunity to photograph, because we got some new cameras. So I thank you for letting me be a part of the broadcast, and I'll cue you back to Austin.
And I will see you guys in about 9.5 minutes. And welcome back, Tiger Faithful. It's just going to be me, Austin Yamnitz, calling this third and fourth quarter for you. Zach Kennett is going to be taking some pictures for the yearbook as Lily Carlisle misses the three. Collinsville K-Hawks sitting at 8-7 right now, 3-1 in the conference. Tigers sitting at 6-9 and 2-2 in the conference. That is Lainey McFarland. Gets it to Hockett. Tigers had a pretty successful first quarter from what I hear. McFarland, a little bit off on that three. Had a pretty successful first quarter. K-Hawks reeled it back in. Carisha Gilmore underneath the hoop. And Gilmore picking up right where she left off. Has 12 points on the night so far. And that was a big thing for the Tigers. They let Gilmore start to get comfortable. She has 12 of the 17 K-Hawk points. About 7 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Mia Semeth gets the ball poked away. And that's going to be a jump ball. Tigers lead at 21-17. 5 on the court for the Tigers right now are Sophie Shapiro, Ellie Neath, Lainey McFarland, Mia Semeth, and Blakely Hockett. Ellie Neath to inbound. Neath over to Semeth. Semeth pump fake. Ooh, and she gets it stripped away. That is Bardwell with the poke away there. K-Hawks trying to get Gilmore getting going again. Already has a quick 2 in this quarter. Gilmore is fouled underneath by Hockett. Tigers trying to do anything to stop Gilmore. Wouldn't be surprised if the K-Hawks can find a way to get in the bonus in this third quarter. 6.5 minutes to go here. Tigers lead it by 4. Into Gilmore. Leaves Carlisle wide open. Semeth with the board. Tigers trying to get something going in here in transition. Ellie Neath all the way to the hoop. Doesn't get the roll, and Gilmore gets the rebound. Tigers gonna need a couple more things to fall. On paper, record-wise, Collinsville is better than the Tigers. That's gonna be a foul called on Lainey McFarland. K-Hawks 8-7 on the year, 3-1 in the conference. Tigers 6-9 on the year, 2-2 in the 3-2 in the conference. Tigers and K-Hawks have some similar opponents that they have faced as the K-Hawks try to get it into Gilmore. Hockett able to poke it away. Guerrero. Back to Gilmore. Gilmore's going to be that central piece for the K-Hawks. Guerrero tries to get it in. Ellie Neath gets the steal. Neath forward pass to Semeth. Semeth almost turns it over. Peel. Cross court to Shapiro. Nothing is there, and the Tigers will reset. Molly Peel drives baseline. Nowhere to go. Double teamed underneath. Ellie Neath for 3. Just misses. Hockett with the rebound. Tigers going quick here. Not taking a lot of time with the basketball. Trying to get a quick look. Semeth, top of the key. Tigers and K-Hawks, similar opponents. Both have a win against Belleville East. Tigers won that game 59-48, while the K-Hawks won it 43-29. So a little bit of bigger separation in victory for the K-Hawks as Semeth goes in and gets the 2. Tigers lead it by 6, 4.5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. And if you checked in last night, the Tigers got the 63-41 win against East St. Louis. The K-Hawks also had a win against East St. Louis, 51-37. Tigers had a bigger margin of victory. And the last game in common that the Tigers and K-Hawks have, both a loss to O'Fallon being one of the top-ranked teams in the state of Illinois. Tigers lost that game by 11, if you remember from about a month ago, whereas the K-Hawks lost by about 30 points. So Tigers winning in that department. Molly Peel for 3, and she buries it. Molly Peel, 6 points on the night, above her average. I believe she's averaging about 2.5 points a game. Hockett's going to get called for the reach-in.
Fouls on Edwardsville Blakely Hockett. Her third. Team's third.
Anyone who's trying to guard Gilmore underneath the basket is going to have to do a good job getting position, because Kennedy Geese-King checking in for the Tigers. Gonna have the task of going up against Gilmore. Carlisle. And it looks like that ball was touched by Bardwell while she was standing out of bounds.
Timeout Edwardsville.
And there's gonna be a timeout by head coach Brian Young. Now, if you don't know the story about Brian Young, he's had 23 years of coaching experience, and this is his first year as the Edwardsville women's basketball coach. During this year, the Tigers were able to get their 1,000th win as an organization. That game came up in the Christmas tournament that the Tigers were in. The Tigers in that tournament went 2-2. With a loss against Hickman to start it out, and then a loss against Highland, which, again, regional-ish opponents don't like to lose against Highland there. But then the Tigers were able to pick up 2 wins against Westminster and Nurinix Hall. So overall, a pretty successful weekend for the Tigers, going 2-2. Obviously, you want to go 4-0 in a tournament like that. Ellie Neath, ahead of everybody, gets the steal, gets the bucket and the foul. Ellie Neath caught the K-Hawks sleeping. Semeth delivered the cross-court pass, and Neath got the shot and the foul. It's a great play drawn up by Coach Brian Young. Caught the K-Hawks sleeping. It almost seemed like they were guarding their own basket. Left Ellie Neath wide open to the hoop to get the 3-point play. Tigers lead it by 12 now, with about 3:45 to go here in this third quarter. Gilmore at the top of the key. Again, the offense is going to be running a lot through Gilmore. Gilmore underneath the hoop. Kicks it to Carlisle. Over to Tigers get the steal. Ellie Neath, 1-on-4, decides to take it out. Nice move on the baseline, and she gets the floater. Tigers lead it by 14, 31-17, 3:15 to go here in this third quarter. Tigers turning defensive stops into offensive points. That was a good underhand move by Carlisle. Drove past everybody and almost surprised the Tigers with that underhand layup. Neath running the point guard position for the Tigers. Into Semeth. Shapiro gets it into Geese-King. Cross court to Molly Peel. Can she get her 9th point? Yes, she can! Molly Peel is on fire with 9 points on the night. 3 for 3 from 3-pointers. Molly Peel, have yourself a night. Gilmore for 3, and she buries it. Anything you could do, I can do better. Gilmore with 15 points on the night. Brings the K-Hawks lead back to 12. Was at 15. Back to Molly Peel with the hot hand. Kicks it to Neath. And it's going to be off the front iron. Shapiro, deep 2. Ooh, and Geese-King cannot come up with a rebound. Shapiro, feisty, gets in there. And it's going to be a timeout by the Edwardsville Tigers. 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Tigers looking impressive there. Molly Peel, I feel like it's safe to say that Molly Peel is on fire tonight. She has 9 points off 3 for 3 from the field, 3 for 3 from the 3-point line. Tigers looking good. I'm assuming this is what we saw in the first quarter. Again, I was not here for that first quarter because I was making a cross-country flight from Fort Myers, Florida, all the way back to Edwardsville. Showed up about midway through the second quarter. K-Hawks started to bring it back in the second quarter. They got Gilmore started. Gilmore hasn't really started to get going. She's been the only player to get going here in this third quarter. She has the 5 points for the K-Hawks. Neath, Lane Logan, and for the Tigers, Shapiro. Wouldn't be surprised if the Tigers try to eat some minutes up here with no shot clock. It's a nice floater there by Mia Semeth. Got right around her defender, took about the 15-foot floater. Got the easy two. Well, shouldn't say easy, that is a tough shot. Gilmore gets the 2. But I can almost guarantee she's worked on that shot about 1,000 times in practice. Geese King. Cross-court pass to Lane Logan. Logan gets it back to Neath. Tigers, minute 15 to go here. Definitely going to try and eat up some clocks. Have a 12-point lead against the K-Hawks. Geese King shoots the deep 3, and she misses on the back iron. Semeth with the rebound, and she gets the putback. Great box out there by Semeth. Got the board off the Geese King miss, and was able to get the putback for 2. Tigers lead it by 14, 45 seconds to go here. That shot does not fall for the K-Hawks. Ellie Neath, again, running that point guard position. Neath with 9 points on the night. Gets it to Logan. Logan getting a lot of quality minutes here. Geese King guarded by Gilmore. Back to Neath. Tigers 8 of about 30 seconds on this possession. Neath, 10 seconds on the clock. Neath gets her defender off her. And that was almost like a Caitlin Clark move right there. Right to left crossover. And that's a block by Shapiro to end the half. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of you follow women's basketball, but if you watch SportsCenter on Wednesday morning, Caitlin Clark buzzer beater, that was almost carbon copy from what Ellie Neath did right there. Right to left crossover, shakes the defender off, and gets the 2. Again, one of Caitlin Clark's teammates, Kate Martin, Edwardsville alum, having a very successful career with the Hawkeyes. Kate Martin played for the Tigers about 6 years ago. They were pretty successful, if I do remember correctly. Again, it's great to see all the Tigers that graduate and can have successful careers in college. Love to see it. Now, the game that everyone in Edwardsville is in anticipation for is the game tomorrow night. The undefeated Collinsville K-Hawks, the men's team, will be taking on the Edwardsville Tigers. Tigers above 500 on the season. That game is definitely going to be one you're going to want to be here for. K-Hawks. Ellie Neath gets called for the reach-in foul.
Ellie Neath, her first, team's first.
Neath almost had the steal and would have been wide open on her way to the hoop. Carlisle having trouble getting back. Ellie Neath gets the steal. Neath gets the 2. Tigers lead it by 18. Again, a lot of the offensive points coming from defensive stops for the Tigers. That right there, poke away by Ellie Neath. Carrero gets it to Carlisle. Carlisle. Guerrero, guarded by Shapiro, trying to get it into Gilmore, and that's going to be Tigers basketball. The Tigers have seemed to successfully shut down Gilmore, which has fueled a Tigers run. Tigers lead it by 18. Tigers lead 42-24, 7:20 to go here in the rest of this game. Tigers, a little bit of confusion on the court. Tigers will get it inbounded. Again, the game tomorrow night, the Edwardsville boys basketball team will be taking on the boys K-Hawks. Again, the K-Hawks, I believe they are 16-0. As Semeth takes a deep three, and she buries it. That is a 21-point lead for the Tigers. Hoping to see that tomorrow night. Again, Collinsville undefeated. Great story for the K-Hawks. As Guerrero tries to save it. Bardwell gets the lucky bounce. Neath tries to handle the press. Gets it to Semeth. Back to Neath. All the way into Hockett. Guarded by Gilmore. Hockett gets the two. That was some nice post work there by Hockett. Let Gilmore fly right by. Get the two. Mode. Kesa to Giannini. Guerrero all the way in, and she gets the floater. Not an easy shot. Able to get a little bit of separation and hit a tough floater. Tigers gonna have to break the press, and they do so successfully. That is gonna have to be one of the things to get the Collinsville K-Hawks back in this game. Semeth just misses off the backboard. Willis almost turns it over. Mode. Tigers applying a little bit of pressure on their own. 5:40 to go here. And Hockett gets the steal. Hockett all the way down, all by herself, and she gets the two. 20-point lead for the Tigers with 5:30 to go here in this fourth quarter. I can't stress it enough, folks. Tigers having a lot of success here tonight. Tomorrow is the game you're going to want to be at. The Lady K-Hawks sit at 8-7 right now. With the boys team for Collinsville, 16-0 on the season, #1 ranked in the St. Louis area. They haven't lost yet. The Tigers boys team is definitely going to be trying to throw a wrench in their season. It should be a great game, great atmosphere. Both sides know what's at stake. Should be a packed house. And from what I would say, if you're thinking about going to the game, definitely show up. It will be an electric atmosphere as the Tigers try to take on the undefeated K-Hawks. Again, the Tigers women's basketball team is trying to take care of business here tonight with 5:20 to go in this fourth quarter. Gilmore trying to get anything going for the K-Hawks, and she cannot do so. Neath gets the rebound. A little bit of stumbling there. Ends up in the hands of Lainey McFarland. Now, when I've been here, McFarland, one of the Tigers' more prominent shooters, I haven't seen her make a single bucket here tonight. A lot of points coming from Molly Peel, obviously with 9. She was on fire here in that third quarter. Some quality buckets from Hockett and Ellie Neath as well, and Mia Semeth. Tigers, an all-around great game so far. 4.5 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Tigers trying to eat some minutes up here. With a 20-point lead, that's what you're looking for. Great move. That was a great pass by Ellie Neath, and an even better cut by Sophie Shapiro. Shapiro shook her defender. Nobody was covering underneath the basket. No help defense. Ooh. Bardwell gets fouled on the shot. No help defense there for the K-Hawks. Leaves Shapiro wide open for the 2.
Her first, team second.
That foul goes against Mia Semeth. It is her first foul. Tigers have 2 fouls here, about halfway through this 4th quarter. Bardwell makes her first free throw. Tigers lead it by 21. 4:10 to go here in this 4th quarter. Bardwell gets the second one to fall. Tigers up 20 with around 4 minutes to go here. Tigers definitely going to try to eat up some clock here. No shot clock in Illinois high school basketball. In both the men's and women's games. No shot clock, so the Tigers going to do everything they can to make every possession last as long as possible. Semeth. Now, the one play we do like to see the boys run is the isolation play. It seems that the girls' team likes to run. Hockett is fouled on that shot. The girls like to run a 2. They have a point guard at top, and they switch the 2 on the ends. Seems like their kind of stall offense that they like to run. Hockett with the first free throw. Just misses off the front iron. That is one thing I'm looking for a lot in the game tomorrow night, the boys' game, is that isolation offense that the Tigers like to run. Hockett buries the second free throw. That isolation offense, the one thing that can keep them in close games, run a lot of time off the clock, keep the game close, is that isolation offense. They've ran it against a couple of teams in some big wins, so they definitely know how to run it, but going up against an undefeated team, Tigers gonna have to play spoiler tomorrow night as Semeth gets the rebound. 3 minutes to go here. Neath gets it to McFarland. Over to Hockett. Nice switch. Shapiro gets the ball. This is fundamentally sound basketball. Seems to be what I would like to call, at least from what I remember from my playing days, is a box 1 set with the middle person being the centerpiece of the offense. They're going to get a foul called on the K-Hawks. Semeth to inbound. Gets it to Neath. Neath shakes her defender. Hockett. McFarland for 3. Just off the front iron. Gilmore's fouled on the rebound. 2.5 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. Tigers lead it by 21. Tigers have definitely pulled away here in this 2nd half. Comes down to some good shooting all around the board. Molly Peel with 9 on the night. Mia Semeth with 16. Ellie Neath with 13. Hockett with 7. Tigers over an all-around great game for the Tigers. That's Guerrero who hits the deep 3. Tigers 18-point lead. 2 minutes to go here. Shapiro. Again, running that box 1 offense is what I'm going to call it. Shapiro all the way in the lane with the Euro and the foul. Shapiro, nice Euro step, has the chance to get the 3-point play. Tigers lead it by 20. Guerrero made that deep 3, and Sophie Shapiro said, "I don't think so," and tried to get a 3-point play of her own. Unable to come down with the free throw. Ended up being a 2-point play. Bardwell gets it into Willis, and Willis gets the 2. Again, Tigers up 18, 54-36 with a minute and a half to go here. Neath gets it across court. Tigers gonna run that box 1. Players switch out. Reset. Tigers gonna run the offense on the right side. Neath. Back up top. Guarded by Willis. Neath switches it to the left. Willis playing good defense. Neath shakes her defender. Hockett, top of the key. Back to Neath. Again, it's a solid offensive scheme.
1 minute remaining in the game.
A lot of moving without the basketball. A lot of cuts. A lot of options for the Tigers. Hockett all the way in, and she gets the 2. Hockett with 9 on the night. 45 seconds to go here. Tigers lead it by 20. I would say the K-Hawks' hopes of winning this game are extremely slim. But again, anything is possible. Gilmore with one last-ditch effort for the K-Hawks. And that's going to be Tigers basketball. Tigers pull out all the starters. Starters get a standing ovation from the crowd. Great win here for the Tigers if they can pull it out, which I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is highly improbable. Assuming that the Tigers win this game, great quality win for the Tigers. That'll send the K-Hawks down to 8-8 on the season. That'll bump the Tigers up to 7-9. Again, I do feel that the Tigers' record is a lot better than it dictates. Right now, Tigers sitting at 7-9. I believe they're an above 500 team. Lane Logan drives in the lane, gets the 2. Tigers lead it by 22, 5 seconds on the clock. Again, Tigers, I feel like, are an above 500 team. The Tigers did a 22-point win against the K-Hawks. Tigers 58, K-Hawks 36. The game definitely to be at. Not that this one wasn't a game to be at. Great game here for the Tigers. Tomorrow night, the story. The undefeated K-Hawks come to town. Tigers gonna have to try and throw a wrench in their season. Try to add a loss to that loss column for the first time for the K-Hawks. I would say, obviously, that our player of the game would have to be Mia Semeth, with a couple great plays there down the stretch. Anyway, this has been Austin Yamnitz, and I was joined by Zach Kennett, but again, thank you for tuning in, and go Tigers.